So welcome everyone. Thanks for joining this instance of the Antrea community meeting. And today is Monday, June the 7th if you are in United States. Otherwise, if Tuesday, June the 8th. And for today, we don't really have any major topic in agenda. Just Antonin as a message, an announcement to make regarding a feature freeze. So please, Antonin, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Salvatore. It's going to be super quick. Let me share my screen for a second. Here we go. The last release was like a bit painful. I mean, there's been a pattern with the last few releases. I mean, for a while now, where we kind of like rush to merge PRs at the very end, and sometimes some bugs come up like the day of the release or the day before the release, and it's been a bit tough to make the releases on time. And while we're supposed to make them on Wednesdays in the middle of the week, they've been like happening sometimes late on Fridays, which is not ideal for a release. Because it's just because the weekend. And so in an effort to improve that and curve that trend, I think it may be a good idea to introduce like a short feature freeze period before each release. So nothing's that's going to drag on, but just like for the week preceding the scheduled release date, we stop merging features into the release branch, and we can only merge bug fixes. And I propose doing that starting not with 1.2 because we're already working on this release, but for the release after that, which is going to be 1.3. Yes, that's about it. I hope it's going to help spread code reviews across the entire release cycle and not like push everything to the very end. So I said we try it for 1.3 and we see how it goes, unless someone has an objection, in which case please either speak up now or leave a comment on the GitHub issue.
I'm completely okay with the proposal. Makes sense to me. I don't know if there is any other feedback.
Yes, it makes sense to me too.
All right. It appears that for the lazy consensus principle, everyone on the call is either okay with the proposal or is neutral to the proposal, which means that the feature freeze will be introduced with this release or the next one?
The next one, 1.3. So yeah, we'll try it for 1.3, and if it goes well, we'll just adopt that system. Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, Antonin. And moving on to the next topic, which I don't think we have. I seem somehow to recall that there was probably some presentation that was booked for today, but unfortunately, I don't have anything officially on the agenda. I don't know, Vicky, did we perhaps talk about presenting something today from somebody?
No, I think from Beijing side, we have not presentation. Maybe next community meeting, maybe we can share something about multicast support, but maybe not this time.
Okay, great, thanks. Okay, so is there any other topic that you would like to bring up today for discussion? Anything that's bothering you? Anything that you would like to improve? Any idea? So let's say that today we are moving very early into open discussion.
I'm not sure. Chen, do you want to share something about egress failover?
We already shared it in the, I think.
Okay, I see.
Two seasons before this one, yeah. But there is indeed some changes since then. Not sure if people are interested in the change. Maybe I could have a quick introduction about the change. How about that?
Sure. Yeah, well, that would be great for me.
Okay. If you remember, in the session we introduced the failover support for egress. I proposed to add a field like failover status to control the behavior of the egress, and it requires user to specify whether he or she wants the egress to fail over to another node when and auto assign to a node if the node originally hold is crashed. After that, Jinjin has another proposal, and I think it makes sense. It's made because that typically in a cluster, we may have some nodes are in different subnets. So usually the egress IPs will not be in cannot work in all subnets. So typically the IP address should be associated with a single subnet, and this single subnet, the nodes in the single subnet in this subnet can be selected by some node selector. So we create another object. Currently we call it the external IP pool. We add this prefix is because we want to differentiate this IP pool from the port IP pool we may have in the future. So users should provide an external IP pool, and in the spec of this IP pool, user can specify the IP ranges. The IP ranges can be in the format of CIDR or a pair of start and end IP addresses. So, and then user can specify a node selector, which means the IPs which are allocated from this pool can only be assigned to this node, these nodes. We also add a field to egress to specify the external IP pool. The egress IP should be allocated from. Originally, the IP should be assigned by user manually, and the IP must be configured on one node. After introduce this field, user can leave the egress IP empty, and we will have a controller to allocate one IP from this pool and set this field. In the data plane, we will have the Antrea agent to select one owner for this egress and configure this egress IP on its interface. And if the owner failed, the other nodes will re-elect another owner and reconfigure this IP. The remaining part, the failover part, is the same as the session I introduced the design. So nothing changed. It's only the API changed. And anyone has comments about this change?
Well, the silence means that either everyone is okay with the change that you made and agrees with it, or just like me, did not fully understand and will re-review the code on GitHub.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, thanks, Chan, for discussing with the team this change that has made to the PR. And any comment on this topic? I'll just wait a few seconds before moving on. Perfect. It appears.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
sorry, I need some time to gather my thoughts. Does that mean that the user kind of like needs to label all the nodes, right, to use that feature? I don't remember if there's like a standard label that's applied to nodes.
No. If you want to enable a firewall for this egress, he or she just needs to specify this external IP pool. But before that, an external IP pool must be created. So we can only allocate dynamic IP from this pool. And user doesn't have to specify whether he wants or not want to enable egress, because if external IP pool is specified, this will be done automatically. That because we already know the eligible nodes of this IP, so we will select one owner from this from this node pool associated with this external IP pool.
Oh, and
So-
if it's nil, it means all the nodes. Okay, I just saw that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
So, Jinjun, do you have further comments on this API change?
Not really. Just for this selector, I was asking you in the PR too.
Yeah.
I just wondering what's the convention to select all the entities. Because Kubernetes policy using an empty selector for that, right? Is that a convention, or it's okay we also use Leo? Because I think you propose to use Leo to express selecting all nodes, right?
You means by empty, you means that the field must be specified, and we must use a pair of characters to represent all nodes, something like this. That
Right.
do you
Right.
mean?
Right.
Okay. But do you have any better mean for by using nil? Yeah. If we just don't set it, do you want to give it another mean?
I don't know. I mean,
Sure. Then let's discuss this.
sure.
Offline.
I just feel if you want to be complete, same switch should also support Leo. And but I got your point. Basically, you're saying it doesn't really help to support the IP pool without any node assignment. So if we
Personally,
build nodes, yeah, good.
Yeah, I just want to say that I find it hard to keep track of nil versus empty, like for things like network policies, and I think it's not like an ideal API design. So if we could like have like the same meaning, I think that would be helpful.
Does it mean we should use empty selector?
Either we only accept one of them, or we say they mean the same thing: empty selector and missing field. Yeah.
Okay, I don't really have a strong opinion. Sure. If you believe node select is a must, maybe we can just make it non-optional and say you use empty selector for
required? Not a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works for me too.
Okay, let me check other Kubernetes API to confirm, and
Sure.
I will update this thread.
And if you believe in future, we can have other selectors. Or we want to make this one optional.
Sure. Okay. So Sato, that's all for this future discussion.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Chan. So next topic, anyone would like to bring up anything else? I also don't have anything else to bring up for today. So let's say I'll just wait 15 seconds, and if there is no more topic, no additional topic proposed, we can close the meeting here. It'll be a very short one. And time is over. So I would like to thank everyone for attending. Thanks, Chan, for this discussion of the changes in the egress feature. And I believe that is all for today. So thanks everyone for joining. I wish you a good evening, good morning, or a good afternoon.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Salvador. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.